talk about the part 2 of our movement section. And yeah, today we're going to be exploring we're going to explore speed, velocity, and acceleration, and how they work. So for speed, a distance that moves through time. It's easy. This is the formula. So S is for speed, and D is for distance. T is for time. Now, anything that I say in this subject, so S and M and K, M and H are here. So T, in any time, it's either seconds or hour. Sometimes it gives us minutes, but in those situations, it's best to make it 2 seconds. So or seconds, or if the question gives us hours, it's better to if the question gives us a kilometer, that's where we need to make it to hour. But if it's meter, seconds. And this really depends. So as this one, if it gives seconds, it's best for us to write meters. If it's in hours, it's best for us to write kilometers. All right. How do we change it? So if we have a meters per second, we need to multiply by 3.6 to reach kilometers per hour. If you want kilometers per hour to reach meters per second, we need to divide it by 3.6. That's how it works. Now, velocity, the displacement that moves through time. So the formula for this is v equals to delta x per t equals to meters per second or kilometers per hour. Same thing, but there is a thing about this displacement work. Let me write this with a new marker. So if we are here, this is point A, and this is point B. If we want to get from here to there, this has its own velocity. We have a velocity for this. But if we go back to where we came from, then in this case, our displacement will be 0. So in this case, because we go back and we start and we finish somewhere. So we go back from where we came from. This is where delta x equals to 0, which if you have a 0 in these, it's where the entire thing will be 0, which makes it that we have no velocity. But if it had something like this, and the delta x is where that's how we measure displacement in these cases. But as I said, if it's 0, we put 0 there, divide by t, whatever the t is, and we don't have an answer for that. But now for the final part of this learning thing, we're going to be talking about acceleration. Now, acceleration is a really tough one because we only can use displacement for it. Now, acceleration happens if, like most of the time that we go from one city to another, it's when we change our displacement, our velocity through one time. So we have, we go, for example, 5 meters per second in 3 seconds. We go 5 meters per second, and in 10 seconds we go 7 meters per second. Which this is how we measure. Now I wrote the formula right there, but this is how it works. So x equals to v2 divided by v1. Now t2, sorry, t2 and minus t1. And I said, now I don't remember what I said, but if I'm gonna give v2 a 10, let me just x equals to, and this is a. 10 minus 5, and this would be like 100, no, 100, 30, wait, right, 30 seconds, and minus 20, then the answer will be 5 5/10, which it is equals to half. Oh wait, sorry. Which is equals to 0.5. Wait, sorry. I wrote it in Farsi. 5 meters per second squared. That's how these are measured, or we find out the answer. Under any circumstances, this needs to be meters per second squared. That's how it works, and yeah, that's basically all of it. Usually, if you want to measure a vehicle's speed from 0 to 1, we kind of measure it from 0 to something. So from our velocity, which is 0, to velocity, which is another thing. That is called instant velocity, or acceleration. For example, our new vehicles are usually 5 meters per second squared, or actually higher, 7 meters per second, so second squared. That's how when we start a vehicle and we want to go there, move, that's how we have it. If the problem gives us a kilometer per hour, we need to divide it by 3.6 to use it. So this acceleration only can be used on meters per second. And yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions for me, just ask it. I'll be happy to answer it. And yeah, that's all about movements. Now we have another part for movement. Now the other part is basically me just putting some problems and solving it so you can understand. Yeah. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share and subscribe, and make sure you watch Masia's videos to know how all of this was discovered. Thank you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys later. Alligators. Bye bye, guys.